In fact, all the big players in the market, you name any. I will talk about the largest fund house in the entire world, which is the BlackRock. They are also using AI from last 20 years to invest in the stock market. Now, if you're competing with people, if you're competing with hedge funds, with fund managers who are using AI to invest, and if we continue to do manual work, how will we ever be able to compete with them? How will we ever be able to understand the kind of stocks they are picking using AI? And hence, we realized it has become very important to create this tool, to create this workshop where we can educate all the folks around using AI for doing long-term investing. Okay? Wonderful. Now, just last thing before we start off with the class, I want everyone to follow 3 rules. If you are sitting in the class, I want everyone to follow 3 rules, and then we will start with the class. ये 3 rules बहुत simple हैं. Rule 1 is I want everyone to attend the class till the end. I want everyone to attend the class till the end. No one will leave the class in between. देखो छोटी सी class है. It will hardly take 1.5 2 hours to complete the session, and partial knowledge is really harmful. So rule number 1, everyone will attend the class till the end. Rule number 2, everyone will utilize the chat box for all the questions that you have. You will keep on interacting in the chat box. We will have some questions from all of you. We'll keep on asking questions from all of you. So all of you need to respond in the chat box, and you can also ask any questions that you have in the chat. Everyone need to write down pointers for all the important things, ताकि ऐसा ना हो कि आप लोग आज की क्लास करें और फिर कल भूल जाएं कि आज क्या कवर किया. ठीक है, तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि क्लास एंड तक अटेंड करनी है, चैट बॉक्स को अच्छे से यूटिलाइज करना है वेरेवर एंड व्हेनेवर आस्क्ड, एंड लास्टली नोट्स बनाने हैं. ठीक है, wonderful. On that note, I'll not take much time. We also have Akshay sir join us, and welcome to the class, Akshay sir. Great to have you.
Hey everyone, hi. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys
Akshay,
hear me?
I think folks can also hear you. If
Great. Thank you so much for confirming in the chat, and I hope all of you are having a good day. And we are going to start in the next 1 or 2 minutes. Let me just set the context first. Kanha has already given the rules for the masterclass. This is going to be a live interactive session. Now, what do I mean by that? Live interactive session का मतलब ये है कि आप लोग सब chat में engagement रखेंगे. You can keep asking questions, you can keep asking doubts, and I will try my best to answer all your doubts. Plus, I will also do engagement, a lot of engagement in the chat by asking you questions. So you need to be very responsive in the chat. You need to keep answering the questions that I ask. That will ensure that you are focused in the class. That will also ensure that I get feedback whether you are able to understand whatever I'm teaching. Okay? So keep the interaction, keep the engagement going on in the chat. Great. Amazing. I can see a lot of yeses, okay in the chat. This is going to be a live class. There is no recording available. For the next 1.5 hours, I would want everyone to stay focused. I will use a mix of English and Hindi for everyone's understanding. 70 to 80% of that will be English. 70 से 80% English रहेगा, 10-20% बीच में हिंदी रहेगा. बट जब भी मैं इंग्लिश में बात करूंगा तो वो इजी इंग्लिश होगी, आप सब समझ पाएंगे. Whenever I talk in English, that will be simple English. Whenever I talk in Hindi, that will be mostly the stuff. I'll be repeating the stuff that I've already told in English. तो आप कुछ भी मिस आउट नहीं करेंगे, सब कुछ समझ पाएंगे. ठीक है. और अगर आपको कोई भी डाउट आता है उसके बाद भी, तो you can definitely ask in the chat. I will repeat again. Great. The purpose of this session, the objective of this session is to share the knowledge, share the wisdom that I've learned in my own experience. I've been investing very actively since the last 7 to 8 years, since 2018. I will also share my journey. So the purpose, the objective of the class is to talk about the things that I have learned, how we started developing a tool last year, and that is an AI-powered tool, an AI investing research tool that we have been working on since last 1 year. and that is India's first and most powerful tool that we have built. And what I believe, I fundamentally believe that the tool that we have built, Stocks AI, is going to completely change, completely revolutionize how investing is done in India. All of you who have joined this class are never going to go back to the old way of investing, right? So once you start using the tool that we have built, you will only and only be using that for doing research and analysis, right? And it makes your investing journey very simple, very easy, very comprehensive. ठीक है, एक डेढ़ घंटा मैं आपको अपना फ्रेमवर्क भी समझाऊंगा, कैसे हमने ये टूल बनाया वो भी समझाऊंगा, कैसे इस टूल को यूज करना है, एक्सेस पाना है वो भी मैं आपको बताऊंगा, ताकि आप towards the end of the session you have this tool and you can start using it. Great, amazing. Let's get started. Let's get started. All right. Yes, sure. A lot of thumbs up in the chat. We already have a lot of people joining from all across India. More than 2,000, 2,500 people are there. So amazing, amazing. Let me just set the context of the class very quickly, and I will write down the flow, or let's say the different segments of the class that I'm going to cover in the next 1 or 2 minutes, and then I'm going to get started with the session. All right. So first, I'm going to write all the segments here, right? I hope my screen is visible, the Google Sheets is visible. Segments of the live session. So first, I'm going to cover about why all of you have got a golden ticket, because all of you are retail investors or stock market investors in India. All of you have got a golden ticket of investing in India. So I'm going to talk about this in 2-3 minutes. Then I'm going to talk about how AI is designed to be much better than humans in investing. AI is designed, particularly designed. The best use case of AI is in fact doing research and analysis of stock market, right? That's the best use case. And we Indians are using it for, let's say, asking it to write songs and asking it to write social media posts and whatnot, right? So, but the best use case of AI is actually to ask it to do mathematical analysis, mathematical research in the stock market. So it is designed to be much better than humans in investing, right? So that's the second question that we are going to answer. Third, I am going to spend time on how I used to do investing before AI. So I'm going to cover a framework that I have been using since 2018. That's called the Scrap framework. That Scrap framework I'm going to share with you. So even if you don't basically start to learn AI, still at least you can start using the manual framework that I have been using, right? So that's called the Scrap framework. Number 4, I'm going to cover how Stocks AI has completely changed the way to do investing. And I'm also going to cover what are the back tested results, the returns that Stocks AI has got. And finally, how you can start using it. Is it fair? Are these 5 segments okay? Is everyone on the same page here? If any of you are having connection issues, if you are facing maybe the screen is blurred or the presentation is blurred or the or my camera is blurred, try to refresh it. And I would also urge all the Android phone users to be in full screen. Maybe you can click on the full screen button and then be on the full screen so that you can focus on the session. All right, this is fine. The agenda for the session is clear to everyone. The agenda for the session is clear. Yes, no, yes, no. Please be very interactive in the chat and I will keep moving forward. Great, amazing, yes. So first, why all of us have got the golden ticket of investing in India? It's very simple. Let me just spend 2-3 minutes here and then I'm going to head to the presentation. पहले मैं 2-3 मिनट यहाँ पे लगा देता हूँ, उसके बाद सीधा सीधा हम presentation पे जाएंगे. Very simple, very simple. India's GDP today India's GDP today is how much? 4 trillion? 4 trillion USD? Right? All of you need to keep interacting in the chat. 4 trillion USD. This was the same GDP that China had way back in 2007. If you don't believe me, go check the data, go check on maybe TradingView, the charts are there. So China's GDP in 2007 was also 4 trillion USD, same as what India's GDP is currently. Right? Right? So in the next 15 years, 15 to 20 years, can anyone guess what is going to be India's GDP in 2040? Can anyone guess? What is going to be India's GDP in 2040? अच्छा, चाइना की जीडीपी आज कितनी है? काना, चाइना की जीडीपी आज कितनी है? 18 years later, after 2007, what is China's GDP today? It is roughly around 18 to 19 trillion. तो इंडिया की जीडीपी कितनी होगी 2040 में? इंडिया की जीडीपी कितनी होगी 2040 में? Kana, is there any guess?
It should be way above 20 then.
It should be way above?
But close to 20, way above 20.
Way above 20. So yeah, so the rough guess that we are getting in the chat as well is 18 to 20 trillion. Right? So there is additional roughly around 12 to 15 trillion dollar of wealth that is going to get created in India. So first is the macro setup. That over the next 15 years, roughly around $15 trillion of wealth is going to get created in India. Of course, it's going to get captured by various different businesses in India. As a retail investor, as a stock market investor, it is one of the biggest opportunities that anyone has got across the world. This is one of the biggest opportunities because we in India don't realize it, but people sitting in the US realize it. And that's why they pump money into India. People sitting in Japan realize it. And that's why they pump money into India. So one reason why you got the golden ticket is this. Number one. The problem is even today, most of the people in India have the trader mentality. That is the problem. The first is the golden ticket, second is the problem. Right? And when I say trader mentality, what do I mean by that? They basically will only and only optimize for आज मुझे कितना मिलता है, what is the income that I'm getting today or this week or this month, बस. That's it. And I often repeat in my community, I say this statement, and all of you, if you agree with this statement, please type agree in the chat. What is the statement? The statement is, by trading, you can create income, but by investing, you create generational wealth. Do you agree with this? So I am not asking anyone to stop trading. You continue trading, but also a significant portion of your income should go towards investing. Why? Because only through investing you can create generational wealth. Right? Can you guys tell me the top 2-3 people, or let's say the topmost person who has made the maximum wealth through stock market in India? There are different people who are being mentioned in the chat. Someone saying Akshay Gulati also. No, I have not made the maximum wealth. I have made decent amount of wealth, but I have not made the maximum wealth in India through stock market. Most people are saying Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, so Mr. RJ, Mr. Vijay Kedia is the one of the options that people are giving. Then people are saying Harshad Mehta, all right. Then people are saying Damani. Then people are saying Ambani. All right, so Ambani is not made through stock market, but he is made through business, right? Someone saying Mr. Rahul Gandhi. All right. All right. So jokes apart, most of these people who are mentioned in on the screen, Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, Mr. Vijay Kedia, Mr. Harshad Mehta, Mr. Damani, all these people have made maximum wealth in India through the stock market. My second question is, have they made their money through trading or through investing? Through trading or investing? Batao, chat में बताओ. इन्वेस्टिंग. तो जब आपके पास इतने सारे एग्जांपल्स हैं, टॉप 4 जितने भी आपने लोग बोले, all the people who have made money, massive amount of money in the stock market, they made through investing, then how do you feel that you are special? You can maybe make massive amount through trading. ऐसा नहीं होगा. You can create a decent income through trading, but maximum wealth you will be able to create through investing only. All right, that was my first question regarding these 4 people. My second question is, were these four people had the highest IQ in India? Did they have highest IQ in India? Were they the smartest people in India? No. No, of course. No, of course. Were they the smartest in mathematics in India? No. No. Were they the smartest in finance in India? No. Were they PhD in finance? No. So definitely IQ is not one criteria, or very high IQ is not one criteria that made them super rich through investing, right? They were not like super smart. There are enough people, lakhs and crores of people who are smarter than them, right? Acha, my another question is, did they have crores of starting capital? When Rakesh Jhunjhunwala started, did he have crores as starting capital? Yes, no, in the chat. No, he started off with 5,000 rupees. Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala started off with 5,000 rupees. All right. So the first thing that I wanted to clear with all of you is, there is massive amount of wealth to be created in India over the next 10-15 years. $15 trillion of wealth to be created in India. But we will have to adopt a slightly patient mindset. We'll have to get into that investing mindset, not only focus ourselves to trading, right? So we'll have to let go of our trading mentality every time. You can do trading for income, for generating whatever 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. But for creating massive amount of wealth, generational wealth, which can be used for generations to come, your children, your grandchildren. If you need a massive upliftment in your life, then you need to do investing, right? And it is possible because a lot of people who were not the highest IQ people in India, and they were also not having crores of capital, they actually did it in the last 15-20 years. It has not taken them a lifetime. अच्छा, मुझे बताइए, इन सबको अमीर होने में, सुपर रिच होने में लास्ट के कितने टाइम लगा है? 15-20 साल लगा है. It's taken them 15-20 years, right? It's taken them 15-20 years. So it is possible in our own lifetime. If they can do it in 15-20 years, we can also do it. We have enough capital that we can also reach that same position. It is just that we have to start believing that we can do it. All right. Now, with that note, let me actually take you to the presentation very, very quickly. We are going to learn about my own framework and how we can incorporate AI into it. अच्छा, एक और चीज मैं बात स्टार्ट करने से पहले पूछता हूँ, how many of you feel that within next 2 years, by let's say 2027 end, everyone in the market is going to use AI? How many of you feel this? Everyone in the stock market is going to use AI. By next 1 year or 2 years, everyone in the market is going to use AI. So if you are starting today, you are already one of the early adopters of AI. I would want you to, let's say, continue on this path and start regularly using AI. तभी तो आपको एक edge मिलेगा, एक benefit मिलेगा. Only then you'll get the benefit, because by next 1 year, 1.5 years, everyone in the stock market, every investor, every trader will have to use AI. They will have to use AI. If you're starting today, then you will get the benefit. All right, let's start with this. I'm going to spend maybe 1 or 2 minutes on my journey. How through the in the last 8 to 10 years. In the last 8 to 10 years, I have learned business, I have learned investing, I have learned AI, I have learned technology. So I'm going to spend 1 or 2 minutes on that. So please pay focus here. Please pay attention here. I did my BTech. I did my engineering from IIT Guwahati. Did my BTech from IIT Guwahati. Now, while I was in IIT Guwahati doing my BTech, I got a chance. I got very lucky. I was one of the studious students there. So I got very fortunate that I got a chance to go to the US. I was invited to the US to work as an AI researcher, back in 2013, 2013. Back in 2013, I went to the US and I worked in the AI research lab at the City University, New York. City University, New York. Now, can you guys tell me, back in 2013, were there any people who were working on AI? Were there any people who were working on AI back in 2013? There were hardly any people. There were a handful of people. And in the entire world, not only in India, in the entire world, there were only a handful of people. All right, so I got a chance to work on a AI research in the AI research lab at City University, New York. We worked on a project that was funded by the US government. US government ने एक project को fund कर रखा था, which was to improve their healthcare systems using AI, their internal the US government healthcare systems. And I worked there for a couple of months. I got a chance to work with the smartest professors, with the smartest people from all across the world on this AI. So that was my early introduction to AI. So I've been known to this technology, and I've fundamentally studied and acted on this technology from the last 12 years, right? When I came back to India after my graduation, I started a company in healthcare only. I started a company called DocSap. I founded a company called DocSap. Now that company, that startup was basically an online doctor consultation platform. जिसके थ्रू आप you can consult with the doctor, with a specialist doctor. You can also book medicines, you can book lab tests, etc. And collection will be done from home. And that became like a large company. Eventually, that company DocSap got merged into another company called MediBuddy. So if you have not heard of a company called DocSap, you might have heard of a company called MediBuddy. Now, the merger of DocSap MediBuddy happened in 2019. कितने लोगों ने DocSap या फिर MediBuddy को यूज भी कर रखा है? Mr. Indrajit is saying you are godfather of AI. I'm not godfather of AI. I'm just a student of AI. Very good. A lot of people have used MediBuddy also, so great. So if you've used MediBuddy, you have also used what I have created in the past. All right. So after 2019, after the merger was completed in 2020, during COVID time, I started the company called Future University. Now the objective was very clear, that how do we connect great experts from all across India with like a large learning community, right? Now, while I took an exit from DocSap, I also started my investing journey. So those are 18-19 में 2018-19 I also started my investing journey, both by investing into startups and by investing into the public stock market. So I started angel investing into startups. I started putting my own money into angel investing into startups, not large ticket size, but small ticket size, maybe 10-12 lakhs across startups, with different startups. And then I also started investing into the stock market, right? And in the last 8 to 9 years, this is what I have been working on. I have been working on AI and technology because that is my foundation. I have also learned entrepreneurship. I know how to scale up startups. I know how to run companies, how to run businesses. And I've also advised a lot of other founders by way of doing angel investing into them. And I've studied financial markets in depth. And since 2018, I've been a long-term investor into stock market. All right. Just telling you this journey so that all of you are also able to understand from where this, whatever knowledge that I'm sharing with you, where is this coming from? All right. So that you at least have some I have some credibility established. All right. Great. Let's go ahead. Now, I'm going to spend time next 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes on why this is the golden time to invest in India and how, which process can you follow to get the maximum returns, all right, in India. Now, there are three different kind of investing. There are three different approaches to investing. Three different approaches to investing that are there in India. The first is the safest, and it involves no time of your of an investor. You need not do any research. You need not spend any time. It is the safest. You just give your money to the mutual fund manager, and the mutual fund manager will manage on your behalf. But the problem is it will hardly beat the index. It will hardly beat the index. अगर इंडेक्स 10-12% दे रहा है तो म्यूचुअल फंड आपको 15 मैक्सिमम 17-18% दे देगा बस, उससे ज्यादा दे ही नहीं सकता. Why? Because it is designed to give you 15-18%. It is designed to actually only and only take safe bets. All right? It can't give you a significant alpha over the index. It will only give you 12-15%. ठीक है जी. उससे will you be able to create generational wealth through that? Will you be able to create generational wealth through that? No. Absolutely not. Right? Second way of investing is the minimal risk compounding. A lot of fund managers are there in India. These fund managers run different kind of portfolio management services. In India only, they run portfolio management services. Now, these are people like Saurabh Mukherjee, Mr. Ramdev Agarwal, Mr. Vijay Kedia. These people, first of all, they will ask you a minimum of 50 lakh rupees. They will ask from you for minimum of 50 lakh rupees. And then they will do their minimal risk compounding. This is called as minimal risk compounding. And this also, they will invest into large caps, and this will only give you 15-20%. This will also give you 15-20% only. Mr. Saurabh Mukherjee, Mr. Ramdev Agarwal, Mr. Vijay Kedia, 15-20%. Both these people, the mutual fund managers and portfolio fund managers, both these people will give you 12-20% bus. Their primary purpose, what is the primary purpose? The primary purpose is large cap में डालो, जो कंपनीज बहुत सेफ है वहां डालो, बस कोई रिस्क नहीं लेना है, 15-20% पे ग्रो करेंगे, बस ठीक है. उनका अच्छा खासा पैसा बन जाता है because they will take their commissions. Right? The approach that I follow, and I have been asking my own community to follow since the last 3-4 years, and we have got amazing results. That approach, that framework is called hunt for multi-baggers. The multi-bagger hunting. That is the third approach. The third approach. And I will prove it to you. I will prove it to you in the next 10-15 minutes that this approach beats everyone, not only with the results, I will show you with the results, but also with mathematical logic. With mathematical logic, I will prove it to you that this beats the mutual fund and the minimal risk compounding. All right. Now, what is hunt for multi-baggers? Hunt for multi-baggers is very simple. I would want to invest into companies which have the potential to become 10x, 50x, 100x over the next some years. इसमें होता बहुत सिंपल है, very simple. If you invest, let's say 10,000 rupees into 10 companies, you invest 1 lakh, you divide 1 lakh into 10,000 into 10 companies. 5 of the companies, which is 50,000, will not give you any return, will actually remain flat. They remain flat. But the other five will turn your 50,000 into 50 lakh. The other 50,000 will turn into 50 lakh. That is called as multi-bagger investing. That I am not asking for every company to become 100x, but if I have a couple of multi-baggers in my portfolio, a couple of companies which can grow 100x in my portfolio, my portfolio will win and will win over everyone else in the market. Correct? Acha, tell me, if Rakesh Jhunjhunwala would not have found Titan at the right time, would you have known Rakesh Jhunjhunwala also? If Rakesh Jhunjhunwala would not have found Titan at the right time, अगर Titan उनके पोर्टफोलियो में ना होती तो क्या वो राकेश झुनझुनवाला बन पाते? No, no. Because he was able to find Titan at the right time and add it to his portfolio, that gave such an amazing returns that everything else was taken care of. Everything else was taken care of. Right? So even Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala did kind of like multi-bagger investing only. Right? What if I tell you that India, in fact, is the gold mine? And that's why I told you that all of you go to the golden ticket, that you are born in India and you are investing in India right now in 2025. India is the gold mine, world's biggest gold mine of multi-baggers. Let me prove it to you with data. Let me prove it to you with data. एक बार स्क्रीनर पे चलते हैं और मैं आपको निफ्टी दिखाता हूं. ये निफ्टी का 5 साल का चार्ट है, 5 years चार्ट है निफ्टी का. ठीक है. A lot of people will say अगर 5 years की बात करेंगे तो कोविड टाइम आ जाएगा, but we are not taking from, let's say, the low of COVID, which is March, April. We are taking 5 years from, let's say, October, November of 2020, where the recovery has already happened. The recovery has already happened. So let's look at the last 5 years performance of the entire Indian stock market. Last 5 years Indian stock market का पूरा data देखते हैं. ठीक है. Let's look at this data. Try to absorb this data, try to maybe take a screenshot of this data, study this data every single day, and it will tell you the opportunity that is there in the Indian market. Right? In 2020, 5 years ago, October, November of 2020, there were around 1200 companies that were there having market cap of more than 100 crores. I've not taken very, very small companies also. I've taken more than 100 crores. Out of this 1200, 40% of the companies became multi-baggers, which grew more than 5x in 5 years. How amazing is this? How mind-blowing is this? 40% of the companies, entire universe, 40% of the companies became multi-baggers. 20% became 10 baggers within 5 years. 20%, 2 out of 10, 2 out of every 10 became 10 baggers in 5 years. And 1 out of 10, which is 8%, became 20 baggers. आप 5 साल में 10 bagger 20 bagger का मतलब समझते हैं? If 5 years में अगर 10 bagger 10x बनता है तो 10 years में कितना हो जाएगा आप बताएंगे? If 5 years में 10x होता है तो 10 years में कितना होता है? Can you mention in the chat? 100x. Correct, 100x. Alright? अगर इसका मतलब सिंपल ये है कि अगर आपने 10 रैंडम कंपनीज में भी इन्वेस्ट किया होता, आपने 10 रैंडम कंपनीज में भी इन्वेस्ट किया होता, एज्यूम कर लेते हैं उनका 5 साल पहले सबका जो स्टॉक प्राइस था 100 रुपीज था, और यू माइट हैव इन्वेस्टेड 100 रुपीज इनटू देम. राइट? दिस इज 2020. 100 रुपीज यू इन्वेस्टेड. राइट? 2025, देखिए इनमें से एक कंपनी तो 20 बैगर बन गई, एक कंपनी तो 20x हो गई. अभी हमने डेटा देखा, वन कंपनी 8%, 1 out of 10, 8% is 1 out of 10, 0.8 out of 10 or 1 out of 10, right? became 20x. So this became 2000. Then another company, because this shows 20%, so 10 two companies became more than 10x. तो इसको हम 1000 मान लेते हैं. तो ये दो companies more than 10x हो गई. Then another 3 companies became 5x. Right? तो ये 5 कंपनी more than 5x हुई, ये दो कंपनीज more than 10x हुई, और ये ऊपर वाली कंपनी more than 20x हुई. Mr. R Trader, I'm saying you randomly pick because the entire universe behaved like this. If you would have picked up randomly with maybe your eyes blinded, you picked up 10 companies randomly in 2020. Random 10 companies you picked up in 2020 and invested 100 rupees in them. All right, well, this would have been the return. And the remaining 5 companies, let us assume that no return was there. Let us assume that no return was there in the next 5 years. Let's assume this. Let's assume this. Randomly यार, मतलब कुछ दिमाग मत लगाया. Last 5 साल की परफॉर्मेंस क्या होती, तो ये आपका बन जाता. Let's say this would have been, so you invested, no, you invested 1000 rupees into 10 companies, and the return after 5 years is you have now got 5000 rupees. You got 5000. This is random, right? Random. This is how the stock market has behaved. What is the CAGR of this? What is the CAGR of this? Let's calculate. Let's calculate the CAGR or the growth rate. Wow, 38%. 38% CAGR growth rate was there in the last 5 years. Randomly picked up companies. Wow. Now you tell me, 38% was random CAGR. You tell me which mutual fund house, which mutual fund house was able to beat this? Beat this. Random investing का मतलब होता है even if a monkey is investing, the monkey will also get the 40% win rate, right, in multi-baggers and 38% growth. एक बार मैं आपको ग्रो पे ले जाता हूं. These are all different kind of mutual funds that are there. आप देख सकते हैं, मुझे बता दीजिए 5 years में किसने बीट किया है. So there is only one, which is ICICI Prudential Infra, which comes close, which is a sectoral fund. जबकि this monkey was able to get 38% or 40% win rate. Correct? Yes or no? And this is actual data. I'm not making up this data. I've just shown it to you. Right? So even if a monkey was investing, the win rate was 40%, the CAGR was 38. So mutual fund minimal risk compounding is designed to give you lesser growth rate. Average अगर आप किसी भी म्यूचुअल फंड में डाल के रखते तो आपको कितना, मिड कैप फंड में 23% मिल रहा होता, पराग पारिक किसी ने मेंशन किया 23% मिल रहा होता, 17% मिल रहा होता ETFs में, लार्ज कैप में 25% मिला, 20% मिला. Monkey was able to beat them. A monkey was able to beat them. Right? So all of us have won the golden ticket. It is just that we should know how to encash it. We should now learn how to encash it. True? Agreed? Now let me spend some time on what are the different principles that we need to use, investing principles that we need to learn, or investing pillars that we need to learn or need to use in order to encash this golden ticket. This golden ticket we have already got. How do we beat the market if the market is moving at 15-20%, the monkey is moving at 30-35%? How can I do better? How can I do better? right? Now, this is what I wanted to show you first. If you start doing it with AI, and this is the in-house AI that we have created. Let me actually show you the returns first, and then go to the how to do it. So returns, this is last 10-year data. This is not last 5-year data. Last 10 years, the returns have been lower. The market returns have been lower. So last 10 years, Nifty has grown at 12%. All the mutual funds have grown at 15 to 24%, depending on which risk capacity that you are investing into. I manually, when I invested through my own framework, which is the scrap framework, has grown by 36% annually. But the AI that we built, the AI tool that we have built, this is last 10 years data. AI tool that we have built, that when back tested, has given us 48% returns. 48% returns. So AI not only beaten the mutual fund houses, AI has also beaten me. I was performing at 36%. AI has beaten me. AI has taken the first spot now. AI has beaten the 40. AI has given 48% kind of returns. That is amazing. That is like fantastic. All right. Now let's keep moving forward. Now, what are the principles? What are the principles we need to learn? We need to get better at, so that we can do smart investing and can do much better than mutual fund houses, much better than the monkey also. I will show my live portfolio also again. Okay. Take a screenshot of this, maybe. Take a screenshot of this. There are 3 pillars to it. There are 3 pillars to investing. All of you need to understand. These 3 pillars are, first of all, you need contextual understanding of data. You need contextual understanding of data. आपको data जो भी आपको show होता है screener पे, trading view पे, कहीं पे भी, you need context of it. You need meaning of it. You need to understand that. Contextual understanding of data. That's the first game. Second is, you need to do smart pattern recognition. Pattern recognition आपको आना चाहिए. उस pattern recognition से ही आपका framework बनता है. Smart pattern recognition. And third is probability based decision making. These 3 I'm going to cover, and all of you are going to understand the importance of this. And if you get better at these 3, you can win in the investing game. And investing is not art or luck. It's a mathematical game. It's maths at the end of the day. All right. Let's try to learn these 3, and let's try to also learn whether we are better or AI is better in this. Acha, I have shown you a random stock. Can you tell me whether this stock is good or not? Quickly. If you can't see it, maybe try to zoom in on the screen. Is it good or bad? Ramesh ji is asking, please confirm it's live class. Yes, it's live class, of course. We are 50 minutes into the class. Please confirm whether the stock is good or bad. Some people saying good, some people saying bad, some people saying overvalued. Acha, ठीक है. मुझे बताओ, all these ratios that you see, is everyone fully aware and has got 100% context of everything that is written on screen? All the ratios. क्या आप सबको 100% context है, मतलब पता है जो आप देख रहे हैं स्क्रीन पे? नहीं पता है. No context, right? Are you aware of what Petrosky score is and how much should it be? नहीं पता. Are you aware of, let's say, PEG ratio? Are you aware of how much EV EBITDA should be? Are you aware of how much current ratio should be? Are you aware of Graham number? Are you aware of Altman Z score? Are you aware of reinvestment ratio? So it is very difficult. So this is one instance that I'm showing you, that whenever you open screener, let me open any company. Let's open Titan here. There are so many ratios here, and these ratios are limited ratios. I can add 1,000 more ratios here. There are 1,000 more ratios here. So it is very difficult. It is very difficult to get the context or know the actual meaning of all different kind of metrics. But that is important. That is important if we have to do investing, right? At least get to understand all the primary metrics, primary ratios which are important. तो उनको तो हमें समझना पड़ेगा, अच्छे से समझना पड़ेगा. But any which way, if you analyze the stock, and if you would have analyzed the stock some 8 to 10 years back, first of all, you would not have come across this stock. This stock is one of the stock that was actually picked up by Stocks AI back in 2015. This is Kai Industries, and it has given 50x growth in 10 years. 50x growth in 10 years. How amazing is this? अंकित जी पूछ रहे एआई कहां था 2015 में. देखिए, एआई को हमने जो एआई बनाया ना, उसको हमने 2005 से डेटा फीड किया और हर साल के लिए पूछा कि यू क्रिएट अ पोर्टफोलियो for that particular year based on that particular data and the past data. So back in 2015, the portfolio that was created by Stocks AI, Kai Industries was picked up in that portfolio. ये रन तो इसी साल हुआ है, बट डेटा 2015 का था और उस डेटा के बेसिस पे Kai Industries को पिकअप किया गया. So that is called as back testing. Back testing, actual back testing. Kai Industries was picked up, right? Let's see another example. And Kai Industries was one of the companies which no one was talking about in media, in news. All the analysts were not talking about it. It was a very small company back then. And it has given amazing returns in the last 10 years, 50x growth in the last 10 years, right? Can you analyze this stock? Another stock I'm showing you. Is this good or bad? Is this good or bad? Some people saying good, some people saying bad, some people saying not sure. Of course, you are not sure. Why? Because you don't have the context. Total context is not there. Understanding of the ratios is not there. Right? This was also one of the stock, a multi-bagger pick, which was picked up by Stocks AI in 2017, January 50x growth in 9 years. It is almost impossible. And AI can do a much better job in analyzing all the ratios. True or not? Agreed or not? AI can do a much better job in analyzing 1,000 different ratios. अभी तो मैंने आपको जो दिखाया है, these are only what 30-40 ratios. In reality, there are more than 1,000 ratios. Plus, there is technical data. Plus, there is news. Plus, there is annual reports. Plus, there is management quality. So all this need to be analyzed. So AI can do much better. We as human beings can't get context of all the things. ठीक है? That was the first pillar, contextual meaning. उसमें तो AI proven है कि better है. Second is pattern matching. तो अभी मैं आपको क्या दिखा रहा हूँ? आपको मैंने 4 stocks दिखा रहा हूँ. Stock 1, stock 2, stock 3, stock 4. You can see the ratios of these 4 stocks. Can you tell me which one is the multi-bagger out of these 4? I have not shown the names. I have just shown the ratios. Can you tell me which stock 1, stock 2, stock 3, stock 4 is the multi-bagger pick? Most people think stock 3. Most people think stock 3. Some people think stock 2. Some people think stock 4. Some saying 1. So all right, so people are confused, right? See, that is what I mean by pattern matching, right? So once you understand 1,000 different ratios, you will have to understand in which industry, which pattern works, which ratio works, which metric works. So let me tell you that this industry is basically one of the brightest industries. This is the air conditioning industry. Bataiye. This is the air conditioning industry. Air conditioner industry. And is one of the fastest growing industries. Even in the future, it will be the fastest growing. But even within the sector, it is very important to know which ratios, which matrix will work. Right? Let me tell you the answer. Stock 1 was actually the winner. See the results, see the returns in the last 5 years and last 10 years. And again, this company, PG Electroplast, was picked up by Stocks AI back in 2019. Back in 2019. So it is very important to understand the pattern that works in any industry. ठीक है, बहुत मुश्किल होता है मैनुअली. AI can do it very easily. Let's try to do it manually. मैं आपको दिखाता हूं कैसे आप कर पाएंगे नहीं कर पाएंगे. तो हम क्या करते हैं, we'll open a comparison page of jewelry segment. So let's open Titan, let's open Kalyan, let's open Bluestone,